Greetings from IIU and a very warm welcome to all the viewers and all the people who have joined in us here today. Uh, Dr. Rupali Damdere from Pune, would like to welcome all of you for this very enriching session. We are going to discuss about NEP and we are going to also talk about the skilling in schools. What a wonderful topic. We all know that now, NEP came out in the year 2020 and uh, we are about to start with the discussion and also with the implementation. And also we have had so many sessions about this, and we are here with another enriching session. To start with, I'd like to start a little bit of introduction about IIU. What is IIU? IIU is International Internship University, a leading virtual education system and a global brand confederation, which is the most valuable and trusted worldwide and well reputed in delivering innovative programs. IIU is committed to providing highest quality education to all the learners of the globe, regardless of social or economic background. IIU is providing access to more than 1,000 plus courses and internships to their e-learners across the globe with the help of its committed, experienced, and high caliber global educators. In a short span of time, IIU has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of its visionary founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit sir. A committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades providing education to the students from various social and cultural backgrounds. Piyush Pandit sir has publicized world education policy and also one education, one foundation, one world. IIU has taken the initiative to reach every learner in rural as well as urban areas through the Vidyanjali project, an initiative by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, to provide higher education as well as vocational training, along with internship opportunities. IIU is revolution in education, indeed. We today are going to talk about NEP and the skilling in schools. So when we're talking about skilling in schools, what is skilling? Skilling is the unified force of experience, intellect, and passion in their operation. The more we give importance to skill development, the more competent our youth will become. This is said by our very own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. And what we are also trying to do here is we are trying to break the stigma that is there around the skilling stream. So the NEP sets a target of exposing at least 50% of its learners to skill-based education and equipping them with the right skill through practical training as a part of school and higher education by 2050. We have with us eminent speakers today, and I'd like to introduce you to the first speaker of the day. We have with us Dr. Manjeet. Dr. Manjeet is a seasoned academic leader, the soft skills and leadership trainer, adept at franchise management, teacher empowerment, technology in education, curriculum design and redesign professional, author and YouTuber with rich and qualitative experience of over 20 years. Children, teachers, educators, and education is her first love, and she wouldn't change a thing about it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us here today. I would like Dr. Manjeet.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rupali, for such a wonderful and a warm welcome. Much indebted to you for that and for making us comfortable to take the show on. And a big thank you to Dr. Snigdha, for making things even more comfortable for us, and to IIU and Piyush Pandit ji Ji for creating a wonderful interactive platform. This is the reason why we are all here today and being able to get different perspectives on national education policy. Though the policy was released in 2020, yet we continue to decipher it because it is a very futuristic document. It is a futuristic policy, visionary policy. It's going to impact the education trajectory across the Indian education space. That is why perhaps there is so much thrust on it. There is so much of talk around it. And if we talk about our topic today, skilling, skilling itself takes up about 4 pages within the policy, which is quite a bit, which means that, we mean business. The educators mean business. We mean to inculcate skilling into our curricula. Before we move ahead, a simple definition of what is skill. So, ma'am gave a beautiful definition of skill as espoused by Narendra Modi ji. But to break it down into simple terms, what is skill? Skill is the ability to be able to do something, right? It could be a task, an activity, whatever you're able to do. For example, if you say, I can cycle, you learn how to cycle. Well, that is a skill you get, right? We will go deeply into it a little later. You learn how to swim. Well, that is a skill. You learn how to, put together the nuts and bolts and make a robot out of it. Well, that is a skill. So there are various degrees of skill and we are all learning it all the time. It's just that with this policy, we're going to put very dedicated focus around it. Why? Because the education focus is shifting from, simply content-based knowledge to skill-based knowledge, right? So skilling again, is not to be confused with technology. Most of us, just put our hands up and say that, oh, skill matlab, it's very tough, it's technology. But skill is just technology. Skills is life skills. Skills is, value skills. It is social skills, it is soft skills. I'm sure my next speaker, Hitendra ji, is going to throw a lot of light on soft skills. So we'll get to know more about that from there. But let's not confuse skilling with just technology, all right? And then the beautiful part is that NEP says that there is no hard separation of subjects, right? So all subjects are going to be interlinked in disciplinary and the skilling in everything. Skilling is not the forte of just a science subject alone. It is in language, it is in maths, it's in social skills, it is in value-based lessons as well. So that we should be very clear. The point of concern is that only about 20,000 schools in India today deal with skilling and vocational education. And perhaps out of them, I think the figure quoted is just 10,000, which are CBSE schools. So which obviously means that we have miles to go before we sleep. All right. So we are moving away from rote learning. When we talk about skill education, it means simply a total about turn from rote learning. We're just going to leave rote learning behind. Absolutely. And where do we move forward? We move forward to a very good figure, a percentage of children in India, in the Indian education diaspora, who are going to be exposed to skill-based towards vocational skill-based education and skilling. At present, I think the ratio is a very dismal 5% as compared to a country like Korea, which has 95%, the ratio of children, school students who are exposed to skilling, right? So we need to go a long way, which is very clear. And as Rupali ma'am said that by 2050, what is our aim? That at least 50% of our student force should be exposed to skilling and vocational education. So in this aspect, I'm going to break it down even more simpler through a few simple slides and allow me to share my screen. And yeah, is my screen visible, Rupali ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So you see the very first slide over here, I've tried to make it a happy slide. right? So skilling shouldn't appear like something which is out of the reach, which is only for the higher education sector, or which is for the technical expertise. Skilling needs to be in everyone. You, me, every teacher, every child. We need to upskill. So that is why a happy slide over there. So now, okay. Technology is always, it is. Yes, let me see. Yes, we got it. So what does the NEP say? That emphasis is on skilling and vocational education, which means that classes 6 to 8 will have pre-vocational exposure through their subjects, through activities, through the curricula. The curricula will be built in such a way, right? Classes 9 to 10 will have focus on multiple skilling opportunities, because children are yet to explore, they should be exposed to all kinds of skilling and then decide for themselves, where do their interest, aptitude, and attitude lies, right? And class 11 and 12 will skilling will gradually evolve, maybe into a career, maybe into a hobby, or maybe into a life skill. So in simple words, that's what it is about, how we are going to deal with it in schools. So my aim today is to break down the concept of skilling. Skilling is not just meant to be on paper. It's not just going to be a document. We just need to understand it, because if we don't understand anything, how will we implement it, right? So simplifying that. Oh, I always espouse catch them young, right? So we should not leave skilling to the domain of class 11, 12, or even 9th, 10th, or even maybe from class 6. Why not bring it all the way down? Why not start from the roots of all skills, where it all starts? Why not start from the foundation years? Why not carry it to the primary years, right? Why? Because, when you build skills, you're building value along with skills. The age-old story of the gardener and his boys digging up the garden, finding the treasure, and the father saying that what is the value that you have learned? That hard work is the value, right? So that is the value and skill. Well, maybe you've learned gardening, maybe you've learned soil conservation, maybe you've learned to be an environmentalist. It could be anything, right? So skills along with values, problem solving approach, right? So this is being built into our curriculum right now. And while we skilling our children, we have to tell them that why do we need to be skilled? So that we can solve our own problems, right? Why do you need to know about where are the switches? How is the, if there is something, we can change a light bulb at home. That is why, because problem solving. You don't be sitting tight and waiting for someone to come and fix up those minor issues. So in that aspect, it becomes a life skill, right? It's not mundane, not boring, right? Just as we make our curricula very interesting, so also we are going to be making a skill gaining curricula very, very interesting and engaging. It's going to be fun. Carpentry should be fun. Gardening should be fun. Cooking should be fun. Driving should be fun. Sewing and needling should be fun. Every skill activity, every skill-based activity that we take up has to be fun, so that children feel attracted towards it. Like right now you see a rush for what? The IIT. Everyone thinks that IIT is the skill which we need to have. Parents feel happy that, okay, that skill, baki sab chodo, leave them all aside, But that shouldn't be the case, A drop fills the ocean. The child begins the journey from here, and we are, we are a complete being. Our life is not just revolving around IT alone. And even if you take an IT person, you think they don't need social skills? You think they don't need communication skills? You think they don't need empathy skills? You think they don't need cooperation skills or collaboration skills? Right? We need all of those over there. So, which is why I say attach respect, dignity, and pride to every skill learned. So, we should be able to look at the carpenter with respect. Our children should respect plumbing as a skill. Our children should respect, even gardening, the Mali Bhaiya, with respect, with pride, with dignity. Because every big job that you take, let's break it down. Tomorrow, you may be the head of metros, over there. You're an engineer or a software engineer, wherever. So while you're making sure that you're making the best metro running, don't you need a plumber? Don't you need an electrician? Don't you need a carpenter? Don't you need an ironsmith over there? Yes, you do. So you need those skills as well in whatever that you do, whatever job that you take up. 60 to 70% is all about skilling, right? And 30% is, yes, knowledge. You need to have subject matter expertise and knowledge, but more in the form of skilling, getting your hands dirty down over there. So relate knowledge to real life situations. In this aspect, I'm going to show you 1 minute video over there. So viewers, if you're all with me, all of you who've tuned in, give us some kind of a thumbs up or a yes or a no. If you're relating to the thoughts that we have to build values, problem solving approach, learning skill has to be very, very interesting, engaging, like the next, thing happening in the world, next best thing happening over there. And let me show you a very simple example of how, sorry, how do I stop this? Okay, let me just exit. Let me just go back to screen sharing, and I will allow me a minute. While everybody, please feel free to kind of give in your opinion that what did we see just now? We just saw a beautiful, beautiful example of, what was happening over there. Can you see my screen right now?
No, it's not visible. Can't
Okay,
see your
I
screen.
will just kind of,
Yeah.
okay. So what we were seeing over there was largely, one second, give me a minute, please, about how children were beautifully learning life skills, right? How they were beautifully learning, confidence. And there was no shame. There's no shame in learning these skills. The teachers are confident of telling the children to go ahead and do that. The children are very happy doing that. So this is the foundation, the right kind of foundation over there, which we need to kind of build as we talk about skills in our children over there. So sir, now you'll have to guide me, please. Yeah, I'm back on screen and I will do my screen share again. So why don't I see that? Sorry, I will. Okay, I will stop screen share. No, I will share screen now. And I've lost my PPT somewhere. This is the beauty of technology, right? And okay, just give me a minute. And yes, I am back to it. I wonder if you can see my screen. Can you see it now, sir?
No,
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 no, ma'am.
not visible.
No.
Okay, so basically, let me try and get on without it. Basically, get the children to do hands-on work. Can you see me, ma'am?
Yeah, we can see
Okay,
you.
great.
Yes, yes.
So get the children to do work with hands-on, right? Help the child to connect the dots. That when I work with hands, my cognitive, my brain, my intellect is developing as well. So the mind and the body go together. So for skilling yourself, the intellect and the body has to go together. Give importance to working with hands, car seva, manual seva, right? And this is how children will learn how to transfer skill from one area of learning to another. So if you learned the skill of cleaning up after yourself, then what you can transfer that skill to another area. Why is hygiene important, right? Then you can go ahead and do your further studies into vitamins and what happens, how science impacts our health, what is the perfect balance, etc. Right? Just the fact that we should be clean is not transferable, but the skill that you've learned, that yes, this is how we should keep ourselves clean, our school clean, our room clean, our environment clean, and then it stretches out to the entire wide world, right? So that is why skilling, early skilling is very, very important and must be woven into the curriculum framework, right? So I wanted to show you a diagram, but maybe I will come back to it a little later. So a bit of homework over here. Every child is concerned with employment and employability, right? As we move towards 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So children are always questioning. And parents are also questioning always. If I learn this, what are my employment, opportunities? What is my employability ratio? Fair enough. Why not? So for this, I feel we should again get into skill gap analysis or manpower planning. Where is the world in 10 years going to be, in 15 years going to be? Is it going to be more in AI or in VR or in robotics, in cryptocurrency? And those are the skills that we will then need to introduce to our children, right? So for that, we don't have to wait till class 11th or 9th. Pre-vocational skills and training is very, very important. So modes of delivery have to be flexible. We have to look at maybe hybrid or online or offline or a mix of both. And relevance of skills is very important. Industry driven. They have to be industry driven. As I was just speaking, we have to do our homework and find out and inculcate that curricula. And then it seeps down below into the primary, into the pre-primary, and the journey begins right from there. We don't have to worry about, leaving the children to hang and then taking them on once they reach, the right page of class 9 or whatever, right? And in this aspect, there is the apprenticeship program also being espoused by the CBSE. Very good practice. We get into that. That is also very, very brilliant. And now, I will just conclude by saying that what can be the game changer? The game changer can be that we have to firstly make skilling and vocational training very, very aspirational. Children should aspire, just as they aspire to be in the IIT and the IIMs, over there. So also they should aspire towards vocational skilling. We have to make it very, very attractive. Let the children experience and talk. Let the parents experience and talk about it. So parent and teacher buy-in is very important. Internal marketing, very, very important. And last but not the least, teacher preparation is the key. The teacher preparation, the teachers are the pillar of the entire policy. The more we say, the less it is. Everybody acknowledges today the role that teachers can play in this national education policy, in upskilling, in whatever aspect that we're talking about. So the teacher, the buck stops at the teacher, right? So dear teachers, we love you. And those of you who've tuned into this session today, get your mind to start thinking about creating a very, very aspirational, upskilling and skill-based environment in your class. Don't worry, you don't have to be just a class 10 teacher to do that. Any subject, any class, just create the environment and see the magic happen. That's it from my side. Over to you, Rupali ma'am.
Great, great. So inspiring and so motivating. I'm already feeling, the positive vibes that have come out of the session. Yes, ma'am, you really simplified the entire, the skilling concept that is there. And, yes, you very rightly pointed out that there are quite a few misconceptions when it comes to skilling, and the understanding of people and educators also goes towards technology, which you rightly pointed out that it is not just technology, it is breaking down to so many things as well. And a very, very apt video wherein the children doing the chores for themselves. So actually, along with this, I agree that the humbleness that comes within the child along with doing this. Yes, the skilling is also a part, but when it breaks down and it gets them more humble, I think that is also one very, very important quality which they will carry out in the future as well, with whatever role they play. One a small question I had here for you, ma'am, that the policy talks about bagless days as well. I'm sure you're aware of that. That they are talking about 10 bagless days to be given to the children, specifically from this age group of 6 to 8. Now, this is very, very closely related to skilling, and there is, I'm sure, a lot of confusion, and people are really short of ideas as to what do we do exactly in these bagless days. Is it just sports? Is it just any other activities, or we put this as a bagless day and we are done? So any ideas which could really help the viewers, to plan their bagless days better?
Yeah. So our bagless days, the concept is amazing, right? But it takes me back to my school days when we used to have an SUPW period, right? And that SUPW period was basically a free period, right? We used to be left to our fancies, do whatever you want to. The teacher used to finish her pending work and there it went. But now it is an exciting window. Number one, for the teacher to connect with the children. They will wait for that because you're away from textbook. So number two, make your own curricula for bagless days. If you are a language teacher, maybe you would want to go towards creativity. If you are a science teacher, maybe you will want to go into the ATL, the utter tinkering lab over there, and devise whatever you need to do, right? So number three, there is also this vocational interest mapping, which is coming up in a big way, right? So maybe you can do some of those activities which help you pinpoint what is the vocational interest over there, for the child. You can from there. Number fourth, it's a great opportunity for you to involve the parent community in the bagless days as well, to let them see that what are the children doing without a bag also. So it is not just the textbooks which are important for a child. You don't send a child who has textbook and there is curriculum to be completed, right? We have to move away from that. So this is a wonderful opportunity. So create a nice module on what is the skill that you're going to be doing. There are 1,000 strategies which you can use over there. I'm a language teacher, so my mind just automatically goes to, in the shoes of Hitler, in the shoes of Palestine, and now though in the shoes of Ukraine. Talk about it. Critical thinking you can develop. And also, the next thing which I often do with my children is, in the metro. So what do you aspire to be? Do you aspire to be the next reason, or what is it that you're aspiring to be? Then, we also invite a lot of skilled parents, invite you, we can invite Hitenderji, you are skilled people over there. So give them aspirational values, right? That the future is only within, MBA or at IIM or at IIT or at Oxford or whatever. The future is also as exciting with regular normal people like you and me. Expose them to regular people who have taken in these skills, imbibed them, and made, the regular very exciting. So those are some of the things I feel they can all do.
Great, great. Thank you so much, ma'am, for those insights. Moving on, our next esteemed speaker today is Mr. Hitendra. And Mr. Hitendra is the founder CEO of Will to Win Soft Skills Development Training Center based at Baroda, Gujarat, India, and a motivational speaker, corporate trainer, and an author of the book Secret of Life. And sir, I'm sure is going to share a few glimpses and a few pages of his book over here. I'm sure we have a lot of eager people waiting for the same. He's also president of Vadodara chapter to MSME and startups from Forum Bharat. Expertise in motivational and behavioral trainings, specializes in sales training, having experience of 30 years, have trained more than 60,000 individuals with more than 300 corporate companies associated with Will to Win Soft Skills Development Training Center. Wow, that's really amazing, sir. And who better than you to tell us more and throw more light on skilling?
Right.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Rupali madam. I would thank Manjeet madam for her wonderful inputs. That gave me a different idea and prospects, to deliver my messages. So I really thank her. So she gave me a head start. The old scooters, Bajaj scooters, we have to kick and then they start. So she gave me a good kick to start. So it was a really wonderful start from Manjit madam. So I will just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, it is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Fantastic. So what mainly I will be talking about the NEP skilling in schools. So which already Manjit madam had already spoken a lot and very good input she has given, very good knowledge she has about the skilling in schools. Wonderful, wonderful madam. Before I start, I would start with a small story of two friends, Ramesh and Suresh. Ramesh and Suresh were two best friends. They did schooling together. They went to college together. Everything means they did together. Even they applied for the job in the same organization also. And both of them got the call letter also. And both of them went for an interview. But fortunately or unfortunately, one friend got the job, the other friend didn't get. The Ramesh got the job and Suresh didn't get the job. Now, what was the difference between these two friends? They were very good at studies. Both were good at studies. And both were best of friends, studied together from childhood till college. Everything was good. Everything, they were very much intelligent, informative, knowledgeable. Everything was good. But why only Ramesh got the job and Suresh was rejected? Now, this is happening all over the place in India. Why a few people get the job and rest don't get the job? For the simple reason. For the simple reason is called skilling. Everybody gets the formal education. Education is same for all, right? Whether you go to school, whether you go to college, education is same. Books are same, studies are same, question papers are same, everything is same. Then what is the difference? The difference is of only scaling. If only a student upgrades himself, he upgrades his skillings apart from his normal studies, he can be apart from all others. So what was the difference between Ramesh and Suresh? Ramesh was a good communicator. He can express himself very well. While interviewing, Ramesh expressed himself in a very beautiful manner. He was very much freely and very easily comfortable expressing himself. Whereas Suresh was uncomfortable expressing. He was not able to express himself. So he didn't get the job. So now the foundation of a child starts from the schooling, from the childhood days, from the schooling. Then it moves further to college and further universities. Now, what to be taught? What to be taught and why the skilling is important for each and every student. So how can NEP help schools in enhancing skill development among students? So we will just go one by one. Then what are the benefits? Like skilling to boost employment, preparing for future, breaking stigma around vocational streams, and what are the impacts of NEP 2020 on skill trainings? So we will just take up slowly, one by one points. And if you see our previous webinars, the experts has said, education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. And it is very much true, and I believe in that. Whatever you do today, that is going to help you to build your future tomorrow. So why not start building your future from today now onwards? That is from the early childhood. Now, if you see, I think everybody must have experienced it. Even I also have experienced. When I passed my 10th standard, so I was confused what stream to go, whether to take commerce, arts, or science. I didn't know anything. And I used to follow my friends. Many of them do the same thing. My friend said, okay, we will go for a science stream. Okay, then I also followed that. Right? Or the parents say, no, you don't go for science stream, you go for commerce. And the student go for the commerce stream. Now, the student is not able to decide what stream to take. That is the poor decision-making skills. Now see how the decision-making skills, the communication skills are important from the childhood. Every child should be able to communicate well, should be able to express his ideas and views well, and should be capable of taking his own life decisions. Now, his life decisions depends on friends or parents, which is not true. First, he has to find out his interest. What is my interest? What I like, what I want to do, and what I want to become when I grow up. What profession to adopt, right? In what direction should I take my future? Now, this all should be taught to the child in the earlies, when he is small, when he is in schools. So that is why the NEP Education Policy 2020 marked a revolutionary change in the education industry, shifting the focus from learning-based education to skill-based education. Now, learning-based education, that is which is formal, which is everybody is doing, right? Then skill-based, that is a soft skills part. When it comes to soft skills part, now there are so many soft skills modules to be taught. Among the so many modules, the few modules which are very important for the child is the communication skill, right? How to communicate well in the class, right? How to then comes that interpersonal relationship skills. How to maintain a good relationship in the classroom, how to make friends in the classroom, right? How to express yourself when the teacher is asking any questions to the student. Now, many times you must, as a teacher, you must have noticed it. When you ask a question to a student, he knows the answer, but he's unable to express that answer. He's not able to frame the answer in the proper manner due to lack of communication skill. So this is where the soft skills play the very vital role in the childhood career. He should learn how to communicate well, how to make friends, right? How to influence people, right? Then how to build a good relationship among his classmates, his teachers, his relatives, friends, brothers, sisters, neighbors, everybody. And the next soft skill, which is important for the student to learn, is the teamwork. How to work in the team. How to work in the team. Then the leadership qualities. How to build a good leadership qualities. So these are the few initial important vital soft skills to be learned in the school times, which is not in the curriculum. That is why if you see many graduates, they don't have job, they're jobless. They are good in their academic, their results are good, and they have come out with the flying colors, but still they don't have a job. Why? For the simple reason they don't have the skills, right? Now many graduates, they fail to frame their resume also. They really don't know how to frame their resume. So if they don't know the skills, how can they get the job? Only graduation is not going to help. Along with the graduation, along with this learning of normal or the formal studies or any domain knowledge, the soft skill part is very, very important for each and every student, whether he is in a school, college, or even the professionals I'm talking about, the adult ones, the working professionals. Everybody should learn this soft skills. As a corporate trainer, I'm a corporate trainer. I move around to many corporate companies where I train the managers, I train the CEOs of the organization also, right? Because the basic soft skills have been not taught in the earlier school or college days. It was not there in the curriculum initially, right? Even when I was in my school and college, we even didn't knew what are soft skills, right? So once we were adult, when I got the job, I came to know about the soft skills. So now is the time, it's a good time, I can say, it's a golden time for the youth to be knowledgeable, to get the information, to learn about the soft skills at this age. And they can get a good job and they can have a good future along with it. So the NEP's proposal to introduce vocational education from grade 6 onwards and create a national committee for the integration of vocational education is seen as a reformative move. So that is why this policy 2020 has been introduced, and it has been addressed to all the schools to start these skills from the grade 6 onwards. So it is born to not only minimize the social stigma attached to taking up a vocational as a career, but also expose them to multiple career paths, including entrepreneurship. As Manjit madam said, so there are so many skills to be learned, and she showed a beautiful video also, right? Cycling is a skill, swimming is the skill, right? Carpentry is the skill, plumbing is the skill. So there are so many skills to be learned, right? And in that is, and including that entrepreneurship, if some student wants to become a business person, he says that I want to become a businessman, so he can have that entrepreneurship course also. He can learn that. So it is critical to embrace this change. It is very much required to bring this change in the earlier schooling days, sowing the seeds of craftsmanship at the young age, right? So now once the kids, they are very young, right? They are like a raw diamond. The kids are like a raw diamond. Youth, the small kids, they are like a raw diamond. So you can shape them, right? So now when does the diamond value increases? The raw diamond value increases when it is shined, when it is skilled, right? When it is rubbed. So thus now this rubbing should take place. The shining, to bring the shine in the youth, in the young, is to be taken at the younger age, so that they can create the value for themselves in the marketplace. So as the country is already battling an escalating problem of youth unemployment, and this is very true and very fact also, which has flared up further due to onslaught of unprecedented events. So skilling to boost employment, the new wave of change accelerated by the technology revolution, compiled industry leaders to review the role of education in launching a stable career and professional growth and its overall contribution to the nation's development. Ironically, theory heavy education in several years have been proven to be disconnected from real life ground work. So there is only theory in the schoolings, right? There are no practicals. So practical experiences can be only given like to the students in the form of activities, right? As already discussed, then some activities should be the part in their curriculum. If you give a mechanic set, so there is a toy mechanic set. If you give a mechanic set to a student and ask him to build a robot, so he can build a robot, right? He will find the parts, identify the parts, hands and legs. Then he will find out, identify this nuts and bolts, right? So which nut which will be fitted, which bolt will be fitted, and he will construct a robot out of that mechanism toy. So this has such kind of activities will build their creative mind, because creativity is what required to be enhanced in the childhood, in younger age. They are very much creative, but the creative has to be bring out by the teachers. So it led not only to the rise in youth unemployment, but also to the issue of inefficiency due to understaffing, as several sectors showcased a lack of skilled workers. In the 12th 5-year plan, that was 2012 and 2017, highlighted the dearth of skilled workers, as less than 5% of the country's youth, that was 19 to 25 years old, received formal vocational education, which was very less in India. Whereas in countries such as in the USA, the figure went up to 52%, in Germany 75%, and South Korea 96%. These numbers, which also reflected the country's level of development, underlined the urgency to hasten the spread of vocational education in India. So preparing for future, the world of work is changing quickly and will evolve at a much faster rate in the years ahead. And see how the world is changing very fast. Everything is changing. The world is changing. The technology is changing. Everything is changing. And so will the challenges that students face in their respective workspaces also will change. So research by the World Economic Forum suggested that the core skills required to perform most job roles would suggest 42% on average by 2022. FICCI, that is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Future of Jobs report echoed a similar idea, as it stated by that by 2022, almost 37% of the workforce would be deployed in jobs that would have radically changed skill sets. Therefore, the pace of transaction demands a certain amount of readiness and quick learning ability on the part of students to command the future. In this regard, vocational education emerges as the right solution. So, breaking stigma around vocational streams, reimagining the role of vocational education. NEP sets a target of exposing at least 50% of learners to skill-based education and equipping them with the right skills through practical trainings as a part of school and higher education by 2050 to bring success to the idea and break the years of social stigma attached to vocational streams and manual jobs. The nation requires a change in mindset, because now it is the time for everyone to change the mindset, whether be a teacher, a student, or the parents, or anybody. So mindset has to be changed. So while education advocates such as FICCI arises strongly, endorse exposure and orientation to vocations in a fun-based activity format during grade 6 to 8, followed by deeper engagement for grade 9 to 12. The system requires more. So such kind of fun activities is required from grade 6 to 8, and some more deeper engagement activities for grade 9 to 12 is very much required nowadays. Also, the country needs to adopt a similar model as followed by nations like Germany and Switzerland, where vocational education is considered at par, if not superior, to conventional formal education. So what would be the impact of NEP 2020 on skill training? With the changing in economic, educational, and occupational scenario, along with an upsurge of advancements, opportunities have been leveled enough to supplement the goal to reach nationwide as well as individual aspirations. With the advancement in technology, the skilling of a child since schooling is the need of the hour to increase the employability factor of the youth. The NEP 2020 is very much aligned with the global parameters and will provide ample opportunities to learn and earn together. So in this era, many organizations prefer skilled employees over less skilled ones, as they have outstanding career growth and they help boost the organization in the same way. With proficient working skills, intensify the productiveness and quality of work for more significant results. To have a better productivity and the better results, the skill development has to be done. The skill training is a need of an hour. Now, my message for the youth, especially for college going students: learning new skills and gaining knowledge is a lifetime activity, and this is for everyone. Everyone should learn and learn till you die. Learning is a lifetime activity. This is not something which is limited to the period of education only. Many people have a mental block that now I have graduated, now I don't need any further education. It is wrong. So each and every person should require to learn and learn till the person dies. So every student be learning a few basic skills and a few specialized as per their choice along with formal education. So these days, expanding your knowledge and skill base has become a necessity. It is not a choice. If you don't know what to study or which learning opportunities are going to help, try looking into the things you are curious about. Ask yourself, what have I been interested in or passionate about since childhood? Answer that, and you will discover the learning journey you should pursue. You will also discover immeasurable satisfaction in learning, whether for hobby or career purpose. Learning brings joy and satisfaction regardless of age or professional standing. So the robust skill-based education model, if implemented effectively, can transform not only the nation's outlook on vocational paths, but also its capacity to lead in an innovative and creative manner on the global scale. So that's all from my side. Thank you. Namaste.
Wow. Lovely. So that was really, really motivating, sir. Thank you so much. And you actually touched upon all the points that were hovering around, at least in my mind. And I completely agree that we are a learner for life. If we
Yes,
stop learning, then it is stagnancy, right? There is no
exactly.
no meaning to the life. One
Right.
question here that arises, sir, because you deal with so many companies and adults and things, and also give motivational talks. You very rightly pointed out that children decisions, either they don't make decisions or their decisions are influenced by either parents or their friends. Now we are coming from a very, very mundane system wherein we all grew up with the same thing, that you need to get better marks and your 10th
Mm,
and your 12th, and then you grow up and then you get a job, and so the life is kind of
right. Hmm.
that thing. And I don't think, because the parents find it really difficult to come out of this notion, because somewhere down the line they're looking at their child, or being having a stable kind of a life.
Hmm.
So in this case, when the child is looking for something that is very unconventional, that is something different, and that is a path not really trodden by many. So then there is not much encouragement in the first place, and in the
Right.
second place, because it is very uncertain, that kind of diverts the decision, and it
Correct.
it kind of
Hmm.
uh, eh, does not motivate the child to take that decision. So what kind of
Right.
advice would you give the parent body or the adults around here for that?
Yeah, it is a very much wonderful thing for me to advise this. So, as a parent, you have to give a free hand to your child. Number one, believe in your child. Most of the time, parents don't believe their child. Parents believe themselves what they say is right and what the child says is wrong. They don't believe. So, number one thing is the parents should believe their child, and they should believe in his own interest and passion. And I request all the parents to please support your child. Now, for example, in some families, I have seen, even in practical life, you must have also seen it, that the father saying to a child that my dream is that you should become a doctor. That is his father's dream, but it is not the child's dream. Now, child wants to become a cricketer. He wants to become a sportsman. So now forcefully, his father is telling him to study well, get good marks. It is a forcing. Now he's been pressurized to study the science stream because he wants to become a doctor, and he doesn't like science, and he miserably fails. And the parents starting cursing their child that you are no good, you have no brains, you are good for nothing. So dharti ka boj and all that, what they say to their child, but they don't understand the child's interest. So I request each and every parents to please understand your child, believe in your child, sit with your child, treat your child as a friend, not as a parent. Sit with him, talk with him, and he will be, very much open to you. I will give you my own example. I am also a parent. I have got two sons. So from the childhood, I have given the free hand to my child. Whatever they want to do, they do. You want to study, study. If you are not interested in studies, you don't study, nothing. Whatever is your interest, you just do what you want to do. And today, my both the sons are doing well. because I've never ever pressurized to get good marks. Why your percentage is less? Why this marks have been decreased and that. And also all this the parents says. That they parents even compare to their friends, relatives, and the neighbors, their classmates. See, your classmate is getting, Ramesh is getting so good marks, you're not able to get. See, your brother is getting good marks. Even in families also they do the comparison. See, your younger brother is so good in studies, why you are not good in studies. So please don't compare your child with anybody. Even the comparison should not be done among your own children, which I never did. I give a free hand. And today my both sons are established. One is in Microsoft, is an engineer in Microsoft, and other is an MBA. He's done his MBA, pursued his MBA in marketing, and is working in Bombay in a IBM company. So both are settled, and both have taken the domain of their own interest. So I request all the parents, don't compare your child. Your child is the best child in the world. He is the best child. Just be behind him, encourage him in whatever he is doing. Encourage him, guide him, show him the right direction. If you want to pursue his career in music, so guide him where he can learn good music. Show him the right direction. Bring him good music albums. Encourage him. So he will be closely attached to the parents. Ki, yeah, my parents are respecting my passion. So once they have the feeling, yes, I am getting support from my family. So definitely your child will become like A.R. Rahman. So and there are life examples also you can see. Like Sachin Tendulkar, he was not interested in studies. He was very much interested in cricket. So his father left him. Okay, do whatever you want to do. And today, see, Sachin Tendulkar, everybody knows him, right? So there are so many examples over here. So I request all the parents, please don't force your child to study. That is okay, fine. Studies are necessary. I know reading, learning is important, but the most important is your child's career, your child's future. So many parents, they spoil their children's future themselves. So don't spoil your children's future. Encourage them, be with them, and always guide them. Be a friend to your children. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, very rightly said. And we as parents, knowingly, unknowingly, as adults also, try to, fulfill our dreams through our children. And consciously, we should make an effort to stop that. Definitely. And
Exactly.
it was a very strong
Exactly.
message passed on. I'm sure everyone is going to take that valuable piece of advice. And I think here we come to an end to a very, very enriching session today. And I can't thank both the speakers enough for their valuable inputs and the valuable contribution. Manjeet ma'am, who definitely broke skilling down to the tiniest bit and made it very, very simple for all of us to understand, right from being humble and showing us the lovely video, which, was an encouragement and also a learning experience wherein we all can pick up something from that, definitely. And of course, Hitendra sir, who also spoke about so motivatingly to what we should be doing, what should be the purpose, how the decisions should be made, how should we help children to make decisions and not make decisions for them instead. So make them capable of taking decisions and just be there in the background to encourage them to take the decisions. So thank you so much, Manjeet ma'am and Hitendra sir. A wonderful session. I would like to again thank the founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit sir, and the IIU team and Snigdha ma'am, especially for making this platform available for all of us. And I think it is the end, though the time is really short, but I'm sure it was a very, very enriching session and looking forward for many more such sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Pleasure being with all of you. And thank you, Rupali ma'am, for moderating. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.